foot bone's connected to the ankle bone's connected to the leg bone's connected to the knee bone's connected to the thigh bone's connected to the hip bone. I'm Harry King with HarryKingSpeaks.com. You know, what if we asked a bunch of medical professionals to actually sing that song? But instead we took out a lot of words and we just said, the foot bone's connected to the hip bone. Well, you know what? They'd laugh at us, wouldn't they? They'd laugh us right out of the room. Why? Because they know that there's a whole lot of other bones between the foot and the hip. But in many cases, we communicate like there are no bones between the foot and the hip. Let me explain. You know, I want to come down and I want to do a program about communication skills. And communication skills, we have to understand a number of different things. We have to understand that each way we communicate changes the intent and changes what we're trying to communicate, which means we have to change our style. I mean, think about it. There's written communication, right? And then there's verbal communication, and then there's the nonverbal communication, and then we got to understand how all that communication fits into the technology thing that we've got going on. I mean, we're talking about iPads and smartphones and how our communications change because of that technology. But we also have to recognize that if we're going to communicate properly, we also have to know who our audience is. We have to know who we're talking to. I mean, are we talking to patients? Are we talking to the patients' families? Are we talking to a nurse? Are we talking to another medical health professional? Are we talking to an insurance company? In each one of those instances, we have to change our communication skills in order to make sure that we're being understood. In order to make sure that our intent is clear, that we're being understood the way we want, and that they accomplish what we set out to accomplish. I mean, let's face it, we certainly wouldn't talk to a patient the same way we would talk to another health professional. We certainly wouldn't talk to a nurse the same way we would talk to an insurance company. But we have to understand it's incumbent on us to change our style. If we don't, quite frankly, we're not going to be understood the way we want. We're not going to have our intent be clear and concise. In other words, we've got to make the change. I know we can do that, and I know you can do that, and I'm looking forward to coming down and talking about that. You see, at the end of the day, we want to make sure that when you communicate, you're not communicating by saying the foot bone is connected to the hip bone. Because if you do, well, quite frankly, that means either A, you're shooting from the hip, or B, you're stepping in something maybe you shouldn't step in. I'm Harry King with HarryKingSpeaks.com. Have a great day.